Good day, class. How's everybody doing today? Okay, great. I'm glad to hear everyone's doing very, very well. Oh, okay, so I have a question. I know we just watched that video clip called the Simple Tense song. Let me see a show of hands here. Who enjoyed that song, that video? Yeah, me too. I'm glad to see everybody liked it as well. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great, really upbeat, fun way to learn and a good introductory video on how to use verb tenses. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Okay, I'm glad everybody enjoyed that. But regarding that topic, that's what we're going to be learning about this week in class, or today actually, we're going to be focusing on that in class, is simple verb tenses. So we're going to be discussing the simple past tense, the simple present tense, and the simple future tense. And why are verb tenses so important? Well, they're very important because they tell you when an action was performed in a certain time period. So that's why they're very important. So like, I'm going to provide you just some real quick examples. I wrote out some examples for everyone. So for instance, real simple. This is called the first one is for the word to run. And the simple present tense of that would be I run, you run, he or she runs. And then the simple past of that would be I ran, you ran, he or she ran. And then the simple future tense of that would be I will run, you will run, he or she will run. So that's the simple future tense of the word, or the infinitive of that would be to run. Okay, so that's just one example. Let me go over here. I've got another example I can provide for you. The word to eat. The infinitive is to eat, and the simple present tense of that would be I eat a hamburger. You eat a hamburger. He or she eats a hamburger. Okay, and then the simple past of that, to eat, would be I ate a hamburger for lunch. You ate a hamburger for lunch. He or she ate a hamburger for lunch. Now let me show you how to take the word I eat and make the simple future out of that. I will eat a hamburger for lunch. You will eat a hamburger for lunch. He or she will eat a hamburger for lunch. So those are examples of the simple future for the word to eat. Okay, so I hope those examples helped you, but what I'm going to do for you too, to help you further, I'm going to provide you a list of 200 of the most common used verbs. And I thought this was a great list to help expand your vocabulary, so I'm going to pass that list around in class to you. And you could use that. I think that list will help you too with the homework assignment I'm going to have you do. And that homework assignment, what it will entail is you picking 5 verbs. So you could pick it from that list of the 200 most common verbs, or you could go, pick another verb. It doesn't have to be on that list. Also, then what you're going to do is you're going to write out for each verb you picked. So again, 5 verbs I want you to pick. You're going to write for that verb, for each verb, the simple past of that verb, the simple present, and the simple future. So you should have a total, when you're done, of 15 sentences. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hand that homework assignment in as part of your assessment, and I'm also going to have you read your sentences in front of the class, so it'll help with your pronunciation skills as well. And I will provide you a rubric on how you will be graded. Okay, but in class today, what I'm going to have you do to get more practice with verb tenses, simple verb tenses, I'm going to break everybody up into a group of 2. And what you're going to do with your partners, I'm going to provide you with a worksheet. And that too will have on it 15 sentences that I created for you. And in parentheses, you're going to see the root verb. And then what you have to do is you have to fill in the blank of that sentence, and you have to use the proper verb tense for that sentence. So does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, if you have any questions during your group work with your partner, feel free to raise your hand and ask me. Just, call me over, say, hey, come on over, I need some help. So I'm here to help you out if you have any questions. Okay, the other thing is, before we start our lesson, I want you to get a little more practice before we get started. So I have a question, and I just, I asked for some, ask you to volunteer, somebody here volunteer. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to tell me right now what you did yesterday outside of class. Tell me an activity you engaged in, and you have to use the simple past tense of that verb. Okay, do I have any volunteers? Okay, oh, Christina, thank you. Okay, Christina, okay, great example. Christina provided a great example. Okay, Christina said, I drank coffee with my friends yesterday. Great example of the simple past tense of the word to drink. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate you sharing that. Okay, now I'm going to ask if someone would like to tell me an activity that they are doing right now in class in the simple present verb form. Anybody like to share? Okay, Bill. Great example, Bill. That's a great example. Okay, so Bill said, I listened to the teacher explain today's lesson. Great example, Bill. Thank you for sharing that. I really do appreciate you sharing. Okay, who would like to share with us what they're going to do outside of class today, or something that they're going to engage in an activity outside of class in the near future, or some other activity? Anybody? Okay. Okay, great. Oh, thank you, Melinda. I appreciate you sharing that. Melinda said, I will listen to music when I go home tonight. She said, I will listen to music when I go home tonight. That's great. Great example, Melinda, of the simple future tense. Appreciate that. Okay, but before those are some, I just want to say again, thank you everyone for sharing those examples. But before we get started again, does anybody have any further questions about verb tenses? Anyone? Okay, great then. Let's get started. And again, like I said, if you have any further questions, feel free to ask me. I'm here to help. Okay, class, we can do it.